A burlap waterloom, a twilight fringe. Its raw limbs wove an amber lantern glow. She palms with glit, caressed her edge, and let its hush untwine her tangled woe. A breeze whipped May scent above the leaves. Within its hush, calm began to rise. A lattice of gossamer arms held her gaze, and let its murmur heal her stray sighs. In every hush, its vigil bloomed. She moved as water tuned her stride. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, each brittle doubt found its release. It thrived where whisper flows entwined and lent its balm to grateful fields. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, she rose at just respite, renewed her zeal. When bone-weary hours unspooled like dusk, she glimpsed its gnarled silhouette at dawn. She gathered rest in its silent stance, and let its luster mend her fractured hunger. In every hush, its vigil bloomed. She moved as water tuned her stride. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, each brittle doubt found its release. It thrived where whisper flows entwined and lent its balm to grateful fields. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, she rose as voice that renewed her zeal. Not every dusk dims your ember shine. Some husks reveal your hidden flame. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, each brittle doubt found its release. It thrived where whisper flows entwined and lent its balm to grateful fields. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, she rose as respite, renewed her zeal. Scarecrow quelled her weariness, and let its ember shine. Linger on. Midnight whispers slide through the air. Fingers tracing dreams we don't dare. Your shadow stays, but you're not there. I'm tangled in the silence you leave, a ghost of love I still believe. Star glowing, heart still knowing, fading light, but it keeps showing. We're star glowing, breaking, glowing. heart still knowing fading light, but it keeps showing. We're star glowing, breaking, glowing, bittersweet. It's solar flame. After lingers a haunting tune, the scent of you still fills the room. But love like this fades too soon. The echoes of you pull me near, a melody only I can hear. A star glowing, a heart still knowing, fading light, but it keeps showing. We're star glowing, breaking, glowing, bittersweet. It's overflow. Currents curled around her silent shore, dusk unraveled, shading every pore. She felt the ache but chose no guise, and let the void refashion her skies. Her steps found patterns in the drift, soft ripples stirred along the rift. She held her claim beneath the sway and watched her truth reclaim its day. A tremor lingered at her core. She moved as though she'd known before. Currents carved the space between her silent yearn and spoken dream. It lived in places words can't reach, and taught her heart its own beseech. Currents carve the space between. She traced its path where night convened. A hollow stillness failed to bind. The glided on bare feet. She paused where shadows held her gaze and let their shimmer mark the days. A whisper carved through the midnight air, familiar warmth dissolved despair. She tries this linen falling dew and let its luster guide anew. Subtle flickers stilled her side. She moved as destiny unveiled its sky. Reflections touched our farewell. Each stolen touch a tale to tell. It lived in times left unsaid and shed soft tears where hearts once bled. Reflections etched our farewell. We stood as longing held its spell. Remnants of midnight held her still. Each reverie flickered against her will. She cradled warmth from yesteryear's pale beam. She bade her spirit heal its wounds. Subtle flickers stilled her side. She moved as destiny unveiled its sky. Reflections etched our farewell. Each stolen touch a tale to tell. It lived in times left unsaid and shed soft tears where hearts once bled. Reflections etched our farewell. We stood as longing held its spell. Not every goodbye steals your spark. Some breeze nourishes resilience in her veins. Reflections etched our farewell. Each stolen touch a tale to tell. It lived in times left unsaid and shed soft tears where hearts once bled. Reflections etched our farewell. We stood as longing held its spell. Not every touch feels death now, and let the sunshine guide away. Aetherflux breathe through twilight's veil. Nebulian blush awoke her gaze. She traced the thrum line on her pulse and let its whisper spark new praise. When Nebulian haze became her sky and celestial cradle rocked her soul, she glimpsed the lumen field's gentle glow and let its gleam mend her rift. In each breath, sundial rays aligned. She moved as lumen lines drew her is gray, the air feels thin, a quiet ache beneath my skin. I reach for you, but miss again. Falling slow, like leaves from trees, whispers lost on autumn breeze. I try to hold, but time won't freeze. Falling slow, just you and me. Your smile was sunlight breaking through, a fleeting warmth I always knew. But shadows grow where loved ones flew. Oh, I keep walking, can't turn back, chasing dreams on a fading track. Falling slow like stars at night, fading dim out of sight. We hold on tight, but lose the fight. Falling slow into the light. Every word we didn't say echoes louder every day. Love's a flame, it burns Still minutes hovered around her fears, a quiver traced lines she couldn't steer. She welcomed now with open mind, then let its fringe unveil a start. She pushed aside anxiety's hold and sensed a spark within expectation. She knelt in present realms so clear and let her will weave out the way. Stillness lingered, intent appeared. She moved as morning knew no fear. Moments wove the path ahead, each anxious thought reimagined it. It lived in steps she dared to take, then kindled oaths she would uphold. Moments wove the path ahead, she walked as if hope gleamed. Each hour coaxed her doubts to yield, soft arcs of trust across the field. She painted dreams on present threshold and forged tomorrow with each bold step. Stillness lingered, intent appeared. She moved as morning knew no fear. Moments wove the path ahead, each anxious thought reimagined it. It lived in steps she dared to take, then kindled oaths she would Each anxious thought reimagined it. It lived in steps she dared to take, then kindled what she would uphold. Moments walked the path ahead. She walked as if hope gleamed. Moments wove the path ahead and let her faith become her strength. Mooded embers flickered in her solitude. A sentinel of warmth sustained her night. She lingered where its glow had clasped her heart and let its watch preserve her serene craft.
She spun tethered cords of haven, vague hints stirred within her chest. She paused at the verge of morn's gentle crest and let its pulse uphold her hopeful quest. All along its care warmed her center. She moved as comfort guided her step. Heart held her vigil through the night. Each fear abated by its sacred beacon. It thrived where loneliness would fall and wove its warmth through every hall. Heart held her vigil through the night. She stood as mercy graced her stride. Through solitary hours, she discerned its constant anchor. Firm line upheld her wandering soul. She welcomed its vigilant guardian, owned and let its presence cradle her vigor. All along its care warmed her center. She moved as comfort guided her step. Heart held her vigil through the night. Each fear abated by its sacred beacon. It thrived where loneliness would fall and wove its warmth through every hall. Heart held her vigil through the night. She stood as mercy graced her stride. Not every void masks her sorrow. Some spaces craft new frontiers. Heart held her vigil through the night. Each fear abated by its sacred beacon. It thrived where loneliness would fall and wove its warmth through every hall. Heart held her vigil through the night. She stood as mercy graced her stride. Heart held her vigil through the night and let its bond abide in each plight. A burlap waterloom, a twilight fringe. Its straw limbs wove an amber lantern glow. She paused with glit, caressed her edge, and let its hush untwine her tangled woe. A breeze whipped May scent above the leaves. Within its hush, calm began to rise. A lattice
its vigil bloom. She moved as water tuned her stride. Scarecrow quelled her weariness. Each brittle doubt found its release. It thrived where whisper flows entwined and lent its balm to grateful fields. Scarecrow quelled her weariness. She rose at just respite, renewed her zeal. When bone weary hours unspooled like dusk, she glimpsed its gnarled silhouette at dawn. She gathered rest in its silent stance and let its lust amend her fractured hunger in every hush. Its vigil bloom. She moved as water tuned her stride. Scarecrow quelled her weariness. Each brittle doubt found its release. It thrived where whisper flows entwined and lent its balm to grateful fields. Scarecrow quelled her weariness. She rose as life then renewed her zeal. Not every dusk dims your ember shine. Some husks reveal your hidden flame. Scarecrow quelled her weariness. Each brittle doubt found its release. It thrived where whisper flows entwined and lent its balm to grateful fields. Scarecrow quelled her weariness. She rose as respite, renewed her zeal. Scarecrow quelled her weariness and let its ember shine. Linger on. No signal crossed, but still I knew. The air stood still, the night withdrew. I didn't ask what silence meant, yet felt it settle, evident. The ceiling leaned but didn't speak. Its beams aligned a little weak. I moved beneath what dusk erased and held the shape I never faced. The motion stayed, though no cue was given. No echo rose, no need was driven. It wasn't said, but it stayed anyway. No vow was made, no line to wait. It lived in what I didn't show, then folded once and let me go. It wasn't said, but it stayed anyway. Still moved as if I meant to stay. The hinge released what I had kept. The sky refracted, never wept. And in the hush beneath the seam, I let the shape remain unseen. Not every truth becomes a sound. Some settle where the light is found. It wasn't said, but it stayed anyway. No vow was made, no line to wait. shivers roused her latent fears. A cadence wavered through her poise. She traced the stirrings of her will and let its promise urge her on. She shaped her voice against the gale. Her steps affirmed each fervent scale. She formed a path beneath her stride and grew the force that stirred inside. A hush embraced her mind. She moved as valor claimed its climb. Resolve ignited her ascent. Each faltered step reborn in intent. It lived in the metal of her will and guided every leap uphill. Resolve ignited her ascent. She soared as shadows slipped away. Her resolve stood firm against the drift. Gentle arcs of valor girded her gift. She wrought new promise in each advance and bridged the span to her expanse. A hush embraced her mind. She moved as valor claimed its climb. Resolve ignited her ascent. Each faltered step reborn in intent. It lived in the metal of her will and guided every leap uphill. Resolve ignited her ascent. She soared as shadows slipped away. Not every ordeal can still your reach. Some openings chart the heights you seek. Resolve ignited her ascent. Each faltered step reborn in intent. It lived in the metal of her will and guided every leap uphill. Resolve ignited her ascent. She soared as shadows slipped away. Resolve ignited her ascent and let her valor trace her trail. An unseen spark ignited her core. A surge awakened in her chest. She traced the reverberation of her earnest hope and let its impulse guide her quest. Across her mind, a mosaic took shape. Each heartbeat cast a colored sign. She held the hues of fleeting grace and let its pattern chart her trajectory. An axis aligned within her core. She moved as instinct drew her forth. Emotions forged a tomorrow. Each fleeting beat engraved our fate. It flourishes where feelings dare and steers the curves that lie heartbeat yields to fear. Some rhythms frame the worlds you steer. Emotions forged our tomorrow. Each fleeting beat engraved our fate. It flourishes where feelings dare and steers the curves that lie ahead. Emotions forged our tomorrow. We rose as hope became our guide. Emotions forged our tomorrow, and let its resonance resound on.
I trace your name on the fogged up glass. Your ghost still lingers, shadows that pass. The clock keeps ticking, but time won't heal a wound too deep, a pain too real. Fingers touch the air where you once were. Echoes of laughter, a distant blur. Falling slowly, I'm letting go, but the pieces scatter. The wind will know. Love was tender, but it couldn't stay. Falling slowly, you fade away. Oh, your scent still clings to my old warm coat. A bittersweet perfume, it grips my throat. The moon keeps watching, a silent spy. It saw us love, it saw us light. Each step I take feels like a weight. I carry the past, but it's too late. A melody hums, a song we start. It breaks me in half. It pulls me through. Falling slowly, I'm
dusk glimmered word where her thoughts would fade. A prism held the hue she made. She traced each beam's unvoiced weight and let the unknown paint her canvas. Her heartbeat found a tender seam, a gleam bent through layers of her dream. She cast her voice past hidden walls and felt its murmur as it calls. Waves of thought embraced her core. She moved as starfire found its course. Under the prism of night she rose, a dance of color nobody knows. It lived where patience met belief and broke the calm beneath relief. Under the prism of night she rose, her spirit sculpted by its glow. The horizon loosened her design. Soft tremors traced her fragile line. She bowed to every glint of grace and watched her heart reclaim its place. Waves of thought embrace her core. She moved as starfire found its course. Under the prism of night she rose, a dance of color nobody knows. It lived where patience met belief and broke the calm beneath relief. Under the prism of night she rose, her spirit sculpted by its glow. Not all anchors hold you back. Some vanish to unveil the track. Under the prism of night she rose, a dance of color nobody knows. It lived where patience met belief and broke the calm beneath relief. Under the prism of night she rose, her spirit sculpted by its glow. Dusk unfolded where horizons bend and let her story find its end. Daybreak is the burden she bore. A flutter stirred within her marrow. She mapped vectors through unclaimed plains and let its ardor fuel her spine. Her fortitude tempered each trial faced. She skirted pitfalls with measured pace. She hoisted vistas onto unpaved paths and let endurance hone her craft. Serenity quelled her unrest. She moved where purpose marked each advance. Ooh,
became her guard. When uncertainty encroached like drifts of gloom, she anchored assurance in silent blossom. Her aspirations fashion new contours and let conviction serve her loaded star. Serenity quelled her unrest. She moved where purpose marked each advance. Oceans molded her odyssey. Each faltering sigh rekindled audacity. It dwelled where steadfastness would rise and steered her essence through each turn. Visions molded her odyssey. She soared as quest became her guard. Not every setback holds the seeker. Some trials ignite the drive within. Visions molded her odyssey. Each faltering sigh rekindled audacity. It dwelled where steadfastness would rise and steered her essence through each turn. Visions molded her odyssey. She soared as quest became her guard. Visions molded her odyssey and let her momentum pave the way. Fingers trace the skyline of your face. Your eyes hold secrets I can't replace. The night hums low like a distant tide. Your silence speaks what words can't hide. Oh, the weight of almost love hangs heavy like stars above. Ecliptify, we dim, we shine. Caught between your heart and mine.
stars we'd burn too close, collapse in flames, become a ghost. But oh, the glow, it pulls me in. The ceiling shifted past her reach, its beams aligned but didn't teach. She moved beneath what dusk unframed and let the shape remain unnamed. No rhythm asked, yet still she stayed. The air withdrew, the night delayed. She didn't trace what silence kept, just walked where memory misstepped. The motion held, though no cue rose. She moved as if the sky still knows. The quiet refused to hold her shape, no frame, no way. It lived in what she didn't claim, then drifted out beyond the flame. The quiet refused to hold her shape, still moved as if it knew her name. The hinge released what she had kept, the sky unthreaded, never weighed. And in the hush beneath the seam, she let the shape remain unseen. Not every truth becomes a sound. Some settle where the light is found. The quiet refused to hold her shape, no frame, no way, no way. It lived in what she didn't claim, then drifted out beyond the flame. The quiet refused to hold her shape, still moved as if it knew her name. The ceiling shifted past her reach and let her pass without a name. I know. Breezes crept through her timid mind, their silent push dissolved bounds confined. She raised her view to heights unknown and let each gust awaken her own. Her inner compass found fresh ground, mosaics of hope adorned her stride. She carved straight trails with steady hand and let her vision chart the land. Within her pulse, fervor stirred. She moved as courage drew her near. Her bloom answered the zephyr's call. Each weary doubt begun to fall. It lived where yearnings met her will and raised her view beyond the hill. Her bloom answered
leaves call and let her petals trace new realms. Fallow soil enfolded her fatigued spirit in nurtured seeds of quiet solace. Around her branches wove a gentle shroud and let its warmth restore her course. She breathed calm air at dawn's caress. Within that hush, echoes stirred her calm. A verdant veil encompassed her wandering mind, and let this respite cradle her soul. In each exhale, quiet urged her onward. She moved as haven guided her strides. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue. Each burdened heart found its reprieve. It dwelt where lanterns lined her path and wove their warmth into her days. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue. She stood as a refuge, lent her strength. When burdens coalesced like setting dust, she drew sustenance from echoing chambers. A lantern gleamed at her journey's edge and let its glow clear her vision. In each exhale, quiet urged her onward. She moved as haven guided her strides. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue. Each burdened heart found its reprieve. It dwelt where lanterns lined her path and wove their warmth into her days. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue. She stood as a refuge, lent her strength. Not every trial subdues your flame. Some goals illuminate the path to peace. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue. Each burdened heart found its reprieve. It dwelt where lanterns lined her path and wove their warmth into her days. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue. She stood as a refuge, lent her strength. Sanctuary sheltered her fatigue and let its radiance linger on. No rhythm mass, but still I'm you. The air was soft, the night approved. I didn't say what stayed inside, but let it shift the way I tried. The ceiling leaned but didn't speak. Its beams aligned a little weak. I walked beneath what light withdrew and felt it long before I knew. said, no need conveyed. I didn't say it, but I changed anyway. No promise made, no line to stay. It lived in what I didn't show, then folded once and let me go. I didn't say it, but I changed anyway. Still moved as if I meant to stay. The hinge released what I had kept. The sky refracted, never wept. And in the hush beneath the seam, I let the shape remain unseen. Not every truth becomes a sound. Some settle where the light is found. I didn't say it, but I changed anyway. No promise made, no line to stay. It lived in what I didn't show, then folded once and let me go. I didn't say it, but I changed anyway. Still moved as if I meant to stay. No rhythm asked, but still I moved and let it pass unnamed, unswayed. Steel minutes lingered at her brow. An ember flickered where doubt a fall. She heeded each hint the instant gave, and let its warmth dispel the shade. She forged her will in the instant's glow, and watched her hopes in crucible grow. She tethered dreams to her steady hand, and shaped horizons in shifting sand. A love embraced her core. She moved as flares rose to soar. Incense thrown into tomorrows, each fragment cast beyond her sorrows. blueprint pulsed beneath her greed. A catalyst whispered through her hesitance. She paused where purpose held its key and let conviction cast about. Through forged pivots she rewired her stride. Her nexus brimmed with newfound cause. She cast the spindle of her truth and let determination recalibrate her laws. At every angle her will aligned. She moved as catalyst tuned her bearings. Courage shaped the process. With courage let's change the process. It thrived where daring met determination and unveiled corridors of revolution. Courage shaped the process. We stood as one upon the line. When stagnation froze her measured march, she summoned pluck to revise. She held the keystone of her schema and let the shift become her rise. Courage shaped the process. With courage let's change the process. It thrived where daring met determination and unveiled corridors of revolution. Courage shaped the process. We stood as one upon the line. Not every routine defines your mark. Some breakpoints spark the boldest arcs. Courage shaped the process. With courage let's change the process. It thrived where daring met determination and unveiled corridors of revolution. Courage shaped the process. We stood as one upon the line. Courage shaped the process and let our pact rewrite the sign.
That's not so